been shitting on you?
I don't even remember. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Because you assholes with the episode like 3 or 4 months ago. You fuckers. I don't know why. I'm one of those kinds of people who, when I can't sleep at like 2 a.m., you know what I mean? I start reading about shit that's crazy. Like
that's Bernie.
There's so many of us that are like that because it's information overload. This is the world we live in. So anyway, I started going down this STD road. I'm obviously not single, and when I was, I knew that like STDs were like a problem, you know what I mean? But I didn't realize quite how badly. And for some reason, I don't know why, I started going down this road and this rabbit hole, and it's scary as fuck. So
now,
here's
these stats that you have, are these nationwide, or is it just particular national?
I've got some global statistics for you, and I've got some national statistics for you, all of which are verifiable by CDC.gov.
Okay.
So here's the first one that's fucking nuts. 60% of the global population, 60% of the plus of the global population is infected by herpes 1, right? Which is the mouth one. Okay. So
the mouth one.
60% of the global population. So when you think about so get your head around this. How many times people, when they meet, particularly in places in European places, they all meet and they do the kiss thing, right? Where they do the side cheek kiss thing that they do, right? If you've got one asshole who's got fucking herpes number 1, that shit's getting passed, right? Even if it's just a cheek kiss. Okay, so anyway, so that statistic alone blew me away. Over 60% of people globally have herpes number 1.
So let me put this into a different perspective. 1 in 10, 6 people are infected with herpes.
Yep.
Okay.
Globally.
I just wanted.
So
that's why you wanted to do that perspective.
You think that's horrible? Wait to hear the next one.
Okay.
Here in the United States, 1 in 6, check this out, CDC.gov, 1 in 6 people have genital herpes. 1 in 6 people have genital herpes. And that's according to CDC. Yeah, hi, Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. You walked up at just the right time.
I'm the 5th person.
So
you're right. 1 in 6 people in the United States statistically have genital herpes.
So, Aaron, the next time when we're here on Friday and Saturday night just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
count
you got
it.
Count
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now,
you got it. And just keep every 6th person. Just count.
Here's what I love about when I spout that statistic. I say that to people, and people say, well, that's why you use protection.
No!
But protection will not protect you. Nope. Condoms will not protect you from genital herpes.
No, not at all.
Because it becomes more, it's a skin-on-skin thing.
Yes.
So even if you are suffering from herpes 1, right, the mouth thing, which 60% of the global population already has, and you give oral to someone, okay, while you have an outbreak currently, that's what it is. You have to have an outbreak. You have to have a sore that's whatever.
Which most people don't realize that they have.
Give them genital herpes, okay? And genital herpes, again, 1 in 6 fucking people nationally have these goddamn things. It could be something as simple as, so you have them, okay, say, and you're itchy and whatever, so you scratch your crotch because you're fucking whatever. If you do something like touch your eye, you will literally transfer the herpes to your eye because it's the way the body reacts to this shit. So, and to me, the point of this is we live, and okay, so that's not even the end of it. Here in Hillsborough County, okay, I have a friend of mine, Avalon Lustig. She is a reporter or a digital content, digital media reporter for NH1 News. She just wrote this awesome article that talks about how gonorrhea and
I was just reading that.
Yeah, what is it? Gonorrhea and the other one,
chlamydia?
Chlamydia. Gonorrhea and chlamydia are on the rise here in the Granite State. Now, both of those are curable, okay, but herpes is not. So now there's drugs that can reduce the amount of the length of an outbreak. There's drugs that can also reduce how badly an outbreak exists. But your ability to get it and transfer it to somebody else, there's no drugs that stop that. There's no drugs that cure you of herpes. So here's the point. And I'll ask my panel here.
So it says reported cases of gonorrhea has gone up 250% in New Hampshire.
Right.
Wow.
How nuts is that? How fucking nuts is that? So here's a question to the panel. How do you...
Yeah, celebrities taking pictures together. I don't know. It's weird.
Right, exactly. Nobody that's part of the show, but they're over there with their sunglasses on, acting all cool. How do you, as somebody who's entering into a new relationship with somebody, how do you broach that subject? Because, frankly, you need to. You need to. 1 in 6. Phil McGarvey's. Now, I'm not saying that those statistics, the numbers are always going to change. There's no guarantee that if there's 20 people in here that what would it be, 2 of those 20 people guaranteed to have that's not a guarantee, but it's a statistical likelihood, you know what I mean, which doesn't mean it's not a guarantee.
Right.
But again, here's the deal. How do you broach that subject? You just started dating somebody and it's getting to the point where it's about to be physical, and how do you ask them, like, are you clean?
Well, I think that's something that a lot of people have approached in a way where when was the last time you got tested?
Tested, right?
And I think that's a common question. I mean, like I said, I haven't dated in over 30 years or something like that. But
me neither.
But I think
that was a joke.
Well, yeah, but hey, listen, the in between shit does not count.
Right. There you go.
But anyway, no. But seriously, I think that's a question. Going, yeah, are you married? Are you having any kids?
Right.
When was the last time you were tested?
Right.
Now, a lot of people, a lot of people will take it to the extent where, is it possible to see when the last time you were tested? A lot of people will ask for that.
Sure. Are you wrong? Are you wrong to ask for that?
No.
I could see being incredibly insulted by that question, right? But the person's just looking out for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know me. We've just met. You know what I mean? So, are you wrong to ask for something like that? Like, especially if you ask somebody, when was the last time you were tested? And they say some shit like, they say 6 months ago. And you say, okay, I want to, you know what I mean? Your word's not good enough for me type of shit. You know what I mean?
But that doesn't, what I was going to say is, doesn't that express that the person is, how do I want to say this? That the person is expressing caring, some type of that, you know what I mean? That type where say, listen, you know what I mean?
Certainly concerned for themselves.
They're concerned, but maybe the longevity of this potential relationship.
I kind of feel like, well, that's true. That's a good point. I kind of feel like if you're willing to ask the question because you care enough, you know what I mean? Which you should. That's what I was trying to think
say.
About these statistics. You should care. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're gonna have genital herpes the rest of your life. You fucking fucked the wrong person. That's the bottom line. Okay, but if you care enough to want to ask the question and avoid that shit, you should also be willing to say, "Here are my results." You know what I mean? Because I mean, if I got asked,
it's only right.
Right. If I got asked the question, I could.
Here, let's double date. We'll go together.
Right. I can provide you with data that clearly shows that the last time I was tested, and I've only been with one person, and you're still assuming that all of what I'm saying is true, though. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, nevertheless, you're at least taking a proactive stance. You are proactively approaching the subject with an understanding that you're concerning yourself with yourself. You know what I mean?
It's not strange at all. I've seen couples. They're starting a relationship and going, listen, when was the last time you got tested?
Right.
I don't remember. Well, neither am I. You know what? Let's go get tested together.
Right.
Yeah. If you think that this relationship is going to continue and further into your life or whatever,
right?
Why not do it? You know what?
Why not do it?
That's
exactly.
I got another statistic for you guys. So this one kind of hits home to me, but so. HPV, which causes cervical cancer in women.
Human papillomavirus.
Human papillomavirus. Causes cervical cancer in women, can cause cancer in men, genital warts, blah, 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 all the other stuff. So, obviously, they've come out with a vaccine. Mm-hmm. That's great. But you have to start girls and boys at between ages 11 and 12. Mm-hmm. For a lot of parents, that's way too early to even think about, oh my God, I need to start my kids on, STD treatments, right. But according to the CDC, HPV actually infects approximately 20 million people in the U.S. with 6.2 million new cases every year.
And guys are carriers without even knowing it.
Yeah.
And that's the
Even
problem.
women are carriers without knowing it
that's
until
the
they
problem.
get into their older years.
So I'll be completely honest. My doctor had said, that I have HPV,
Sure.
whatever,
Because it's a common thing.
and she, I kind of lost it. I was like,
Right.
oh my God,
Right.
and she's like, relax. 95% of women have it
Holy
and don't
shit.
even know that they have it.
Right.
She
So
goes,
Bernie's a carrier now, too.
95% of
Fucking
women.
infected freaks. You can mean 95% of women. Do you think I've dodged that bullet? Do you think I somehow managed to bang with only the 5%?
And that's the thing, is it normally does not show in men.
Right.
Men,
Right. There's
men
no
for the
symptoms.
most part,
Right.
have no idea
Right.
that they have
They're
it.
just carriers.
They're
Yeah.
just carriers of it.
So, okay, HPV aside, because it's such a prevalent thing, I think that anyone that's approaching a new relationship, you know how it is, man. One night stands are a thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I know a girl. And actually, you know what? This is why I went down this road. Because I actually have a friend of mine who had a one-night stand with a guy and ended up getting so many fucking STDs from this one encounter with this dude that it put her in the hospital, almost shut her kidneys and her liver down and the whole 9 yards, right? It was that bad. That's what made me go down this road. Like, well, how, it's just a random hookup. Like, how likely are you to have a situation like that? And that's what made me go down this statistical road. And so... Listen, you want to be somebody. It's not like the old days where if you wanted to have a random hookup with somebody, you got the clap, you went, and you got a shot, you're good. You know what I mean? We live in an era where these fucking STDs, because of how much random sex is happening all the time, that is happening a lot. It's the free love days or whatever. Yeah. This is with Tinder and the way that social media apps work right now. Okay, shit like the free love days. We have that, but times like nuclear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And especially in places like this, man, there's fucking random hookups happening here all the time. And in
Dude,
fact,
they're doing it on the freaking dance
and in fact,
floor.
let me just point out that the girl that got that shit, Scribs, don't hate me, but it happened here. Okay, when she hooked up with that guy, she met him here. Okay, so that's just the truth. So,
and here's the thing: it's the millennials these days. They have no disrespect, no disregard for things. And here's after hearing your statistics, and Aaron, your statistics. This is the reason why we have this increase of STDs. Right. Because people are becoming fucking careless.
Right.
I have
careless.
Seen no offense, but I have seen men go through 4 women in one night.
Right.
Like, at a bar, mind you.
Imagine if
Meet up, Tinder, you don't help either, dude.
Right.
You really don't.
Exactly. You know what I mean? There ought to be like,
4 women in one night.
We ought to start
watching them.
We ought to start not a social media, but we ought to start a dating app where, in order to fucking even set yourself up on that dating app, you have to provide an updated STD test.
Hey, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Talk about safety.
Wow, and a lot of people would take that opportunity.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What I was going to say is
anyway. So you
did you know
find
that
a
more
good
than 3 million people in the U.S. are living with chronic hepatitis C?
Right. Yes, we did know that.
Okay.
Find a good way to broach the subject before you engage in sexual activity. You will be thankful that you did, and at least you tried.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least you tried. If you ask somebody, hey,
You did your due diligence.
and they lie to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's possible.
Did I just say due diligence?
Due diligence. It's possible you might be.
Thanks a lot.
Right?
Thanks a lot.
It's possible you might be suffering from one of these things and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm willing to accept that that's a possibility because I'm sure that shit happens. But at the same time, like, if you ask somebody, hey, when have you had a test, and they tell you, it was a month ago, and and I haven't had any sexual partners since I had my, but then they
see,
give you something, that's different.
I mean, as a woman, I've seen it happen.
Sure.
It's not only STDs that get passed on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you could cause a woman to have a yeast infection.
Sure.
You can cause her
Right,
to
right.
have a UTI.
Right.
You can cause,
Right.
and those have complications themselves.
They do. And that's the thing is, like, I'm sorry, but a lot of the young men don't know that. They
Right.
don't
No,
get
they don't
that.
get it.
They, you know,
whether they know it or not. I guarantee you, there's a lot of guys out there that don't know it, and I guarantee you, there's an equal amount that know and don't.